Hey you guys, I'm Doug, Long Beach Custom Baggers. This is Miles. We are a team that work out of Long Beach. We build custom bikes. Today we're going to show you from the very beginning to the very end on how to replace your shocks. A lot of you guys are interested in having air rides installed to your bike, and we're going to show you how to do this from home. We only install one rear air ride, and that's going to be Shock and Air Ride. It's a local company, it's American made, and it's the only company that offers you lifetime warranty. So I'm excited to share with you the process. Come with us and let's do this.
All right guys, so first step we're going to be removing the seat and the side covers. This is going to expose everything that we're going to need to do to run the air lines, all the electrical connectors, all that stuff underneath. Alright, so now that we got the seat and the covers off, we're going to go ahead and tape off all the areas and what we're going to be working, just to make sure that nothing gets scratched, whether you're dropping a tool or taking off bolts, anything like that. Alright guys, so next step is we're going to undo these two bolts right here, which is going to allow us to pull this panel back, give us room to run our electrical and air lines. Same with up top, we have two more bolts right here. We're going to lift everything up. That's going to give us access to the battery, a little pocket under here where we're just going to kind of run everything. Now we're just gonna unhook all of these connectors. Kind of helps if you have a pick. They all just pretty much slide out. We're not actually gonna unconnect any of them, except this one right here. That one just pops out. And then for the ECM, there's two little tabs on the side. Kind of allow you to lift it, pull it out. And that's gonna give you access to take out this whole cover. All right, so next is we're gonna remove the shocks. We start with one, and then we're gonna install one of the air ride shocks. So that'll kind of see where we're gonna need to be to mount the bolts up. Jack the bike up a little bit, and we'll get started on that. All right, so we've gone ahead and removed the stock shock. Next, we're gonna install the air shock. This one has the compressor on it, and that's always going to want to be on the right side of the bike, facing the rear. We've gone and then put a little bit of blue Loctite on our bolts, so we're going to go ahead and install this one. We're going to leave it hanging because the shock on the other side has the bike raised up. So we're going to go ahead and remove that, lower the bike, and that'll allow us to line the bolts up. So now that we've mounted the air shock on that side, we're going to come and remove this one. It's very important that you have a jack supporting the bike, especially towards the rear of the bike, because if you don't, when you take these shocks off, the bike will drop. So we're going to go ahead and remove this one, and that's going to allow us to lower the bike to line it up for the new shocks. Alright, so now that we've got the stock shock off, we're going to be installing the air shock. A couple things that we want to know, just to make sure that you have the orientation right, is that the air hoses are going to be facing the front of the bike, and the electrical connection is going to be at the top. You don't want to make the mistake of installing it upside down or backwards. It'll just save you the trouble of having to redo it later. Alright, so now that we've got the air shock hanging, we're going to go ahead and lower the bike by the jack. That'll allow us to line up the lower holes so we can install that hole. Alright, so now that we've got the other air shock installed, we're going to come over to this side. Sometimes you'll get lucky, sometimes the holes won't line up. If that's the case, you can just take a screwdriver and insert it into both of them and kind of pull down a little bit, and that'll loosen up the air ride. You can line them up just like that. Alright, so now that we've got the air shocks installed, the next step is going to be running all the electrical oil and all the air lines. I like to start by installing the toggle switches for the air ride. That is mounted to the horn right here. So we're going to be able to run this through a hole right here in the frame that's going to allow us to bring the connector down into the space we're going to be hiding everything. Alright, so now that we've got that mounted up, we run the harness for this through this little mounting hole right here. That'll bring it in here. All right, so next we're gonna be installing the relay with all of the connectors. I like to install it in this little crevice in here. It allows me to run the connectors on the side of the battery into this space in here. We're gonna be running all of the connectors and air lines and everything like that so that they're out of the way. All right, so we've gone ahead and tucked the relay down in here. It's important to kind of put it in a place that's not gonna get wet or be exposed to any sort of weathering or anything like that, because that can cause malfunctioning, whether it's the bike raising and lowering itself or anything like that. We've also gone ahead and ran the toggle switch connector underneath the main harness where we brought in the actual connector, so we'll be able to connect and hide those. We've got the positive cable right here, access to the fuse, the negative cable, and then we've ran all of our other connectors for the air shocks right here. So those are gonna be tucked away in there. All right, so now we're gonna be running the connector for the compressor. We run it behind the shock, but it's important after you run it, there's these little kind of insert tabs right here that you want to zip tie it to. It's important to do that because if you don't, it could end up rubbing on the tire, eating through the connector, all sorts of bad things. All right, so now we're gonna run the connector for the other shock. We're gonna run this one behind this part of the frame through this little pocket right here. And that is gonna allow us to bring the connector in to where we're gonna hide all the other connectors. And it's also important to zip tie it up right here on this tube of the frame. Same thing, you don't want it rubbing on the tire. All right, so we've gone ahead and installed the actuator just by zip tying it to the frame right here. Ran the electrical connector through the side of the battery back into the compartment. For whatever reason down the road you need to get access to the relay that's behind here, you can just clip the zip ties, pull it forward, check the relay, zip tie it back up, not an issue. So now that we've got all the electrical connectors ran, everything's all tucked away, we're gonna go ahead and do a soft install with the air lines. I like to run everything just to make sure that they're the right length, where they're gonna need to be, and then we're gonna take them off and we're gonna cover them with sleeves that protect the air lines from weathering, aging, any of that stuff. All right, so what we've done here is we've gone ahead and soft installed all of the air lines. We've got the black air lines always go on the bottom and the green ones always go up top. Same applies to the other side. They've got a little T connector right here, which is gonna run from both shocks down over here to the actuator. So now that we know the lengths of all the air lines, I'm gonna pull them all out. We've got sleeve protectors that we're gonna put over all of them, and then we're gonna hard install, and I'll show you what I do when I install. All right, so just so you guys know that when you do connect the air lines, same applies to the actual connectors on the air shocks, but when you insert them, you'll kind of feel a little push in. That's how you know it's connected. But if you need to remove them for any reason, there's a tab here. So you're gonna push the tab in and pull the airline out. If you just pull the airline out without, pushing the tab in, that can cause damage to the connectors. You don't want that, cause an air leak, anything of the sorts. All right, so what we're doing here right now is we have this braided sleeve. This is kind of just a protectant of the airlines. So what we do is we feed the airline through it, cut it, and then we tape it around it. It just ensures that, extra protection. It's not rubbing on anything, rubbing holes in the airlines on whatever it might be touching on the bike. It's just an extra step of precaution. All right, so we just finished running all the airlines, hard installing them. For this one, we've got the black line and the green line. We ran those through that little pocket in here like we mentioned. And those are gonna go through to the other side of here where they're gonna meet the airlines for this shock and run down under here for the actuator. So now that those are all good, go ahead and drop the bike. All right, so in regards to how to use the switches, you can raise both of them to raise the bike up. And that's gonna allow you to raise the bike up faster. Now the rear switch is gonna allow you to bring the bike down without actually letting the air out. So that'll allow you to drop the bike and still have air in the compressor. So that way when you want to go back up, you'll be able to go back up faster. The front switch is going to let all of the air out of the compressor while still lowering the bike.